I can tell you came to my class and didn't do none of the reading because this is a very unseasoned response. Say for example someone creates something and then other people take that and they make a bunch of profit off of it and they get a lot of social capital and then they use that social capital to build a brand. Meanwhile the person that actually created that thing isn't it. You know what? I'm gonna use a different example. If Gordon Ramsay were to open up a high-end Chinese restaurant in the United States, as he's allowed to do, that wouldn't hurt Chinese Americans at all, right? Except that it would. Chinese food has had a negative stigma in the United States for as long as there have been Chinese people in the United States, and Chinese Americans have horror stories of growing up being told that their food is smelly and gross. The Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 banned virtually all immigration from China to the United States, but as this NPR article points out, a special exception was made for Chinese business owners, which allowed them to go to China and bring back employees, which led to a Chinese restaurant boom. But as the BBC pointed out, Americans have almost always had a negative stigma towards Chinese restaurants. That negative stigma is further exacerbated by white Americans opening up Chinese restaurants, claiming that they have clean Chinese food which won't make you feel bloated and icky the next day, and that they can save you from the restaurants masquerading as Chinese food that are in the Midwest, as if Chinese food needs white people to come along and help lift it out of the gutter. This also affects the price that can be charged for Chinese food, as Chef Jonathan Wu found out when he opened up a high-end Chinese restaurant in New York City and was told by customers that his food was too expensive for what it is. A 2015 study found that an average meal at a French or Japanese restaurant costed about $30 more than your average meal at a Chinese or Southern restaurant. Now there is not a whole lot of difference between handmade Chinese dumplings and handmade ravioli. They are both beautiful, delicious works of art, but as Chef Wu pointed out, you can charge $45 per plate for one of them without anyone batting an eye. So if Gordon Ramsay were to open up this hypothetical high-end Chinese restaurant and be afforded the luxury of not having his food be perceived as dirty and be able to charge high-end prices for it, meanwhile actual Chinese people are afforded none of those luxuries, then yes, it does hurt Chinese Americans. And that exact same principle applies to some random white girl making a career from capitalizing on her ability to sound black on social media. Now next time you come to my class, you had better do all the reading before you choose to speak on something.